Hello, everybody. Whoever's here. So, sorry about that. Took a little longer to set some stuff up, but it's all working now. So, last time... Actually, hang on, I'm just gonna... And... Forgot to post the link on Facebook. There. So last time I was working on this screen here. This actually happens to be the second background that Red Riding Hood appears on. And it got corrupted and messed up, and I lost a bunch of work. So what I ended up having to do was, since it was all saved on VOD, and since the draw commands with the exact coordinates are all on the side here, I had to go back through the video and follow each and every step that I made. The draw commands on the left there. The exact coordinates, which took... It wasn't as long as I thought. It also wasn't as short as I probably think now. Some things like drawing the shadows of the trees here, those were easy. Those didn't take too long, like this. Drawing those coordinates, those lines, that's not too much. However, what took a while was all this. And then the flowers. Each and every one. See how long this is taking to cycle through? There was a lot. And then, in the video, I'd go back and remove some and replace them. So... It took me a while, but I did it, so I don't have to do it on stream today. However, I figured out what the problem was. So, for some reason, SCI Companion does still have a major bug, in the picture editor specifically. And that being, if you use the pen tool and change the pen style to one of these random patterns, a pattern, or it's specifically random, probably. I haven't tried without it, though. It'll display fine, and the commands show fine here in the command list. But as soon as you save it, Companion freaks out, and it doesn't understand. It doesn't save. It messes up the saving of a draw event, I think. It's putting the incorrect binary information in the save file. So I tried saving it, and this is what happened. See this? And even on the priority screen, it's all garbled. And things are being drawn that shouldn't be, and things that aren't being drawn that should be. Everywhere, all over the place, including, and it all comes back to the pen tool here. When I start drawing the grass underneath the flowers. Would be color 2 right here. It does the first two fine, poop, poop, and then all of a sudden it wants to draw a visual color, and then draw on these random coordinates. Look, 3000 by 1770, and then it just goes nuts after that and starts drawing stuff all over the screen. So it's getting corrupted. So what I had to do was remove all of the grass that I drew. I'll probably have to use SCI Studio to put in that grass, actually, because it can do the random pen pattern tool. But I'm still going to look into this. I managed to see, because when you copy and paste the draw commands, it's fine. So what I did was found myself a program called Inside Clipboard. Okay. Hang on, clear. Okay. This records all the binary information that you saved to your clipboard. So all of the so I copied and pasted from this list. See, if I copy now, it'll show up here. These are the binary data for the draw commands. That is copy and pasted. If I copy from this back into the program, it works fine. So if I can figure out, SCI Companion is open source. I'm not the best programmer in the world, but I can kind of find my way around what I'm doing. If I can find the difference between what it's supposed to be and what it actually gets corrupted to, and figure out where it went wrong, I can probably search through the, or get someone to help me, go through the source code of SCI Companion to where it tries to save those draw commands and try to fix the problem. So what I did to save all that grass that I drew, in order for it not to disappear in oblivion, because if I closed this, it would have been gone. So I had it left open for hours trying to figure out how to do this until I found this program. And I saved it as a CLP file. So here's all the binary data for the grass. And if I throw it in here, hang on, copy. Oh, you're not going to do this to me now. There we go. It acts as though I've copied it from SCI Companion already. And now if I save it, it'll get corrupted again. So I can't keep it here, but at least I have it in some form and I can use it in the future if I solve this corruption issue. So that's too bad. I can't have the grass, but I fixed everything else. I tested it in game, and we can do that right now real quick. So as you can see, I don't like the walk boundaries here, actually. Way too restrictive when you first appear on this scene. I'm going to probably change this. Like, you should be able to walk over this hill or something and not have this giant bush blocking your path. It's a little frustrating. So I'm probably going to fix that. Anyway. So. And here we go. The walk behinds are good. The boundaries are good. I think I might make this a little, the boundary a little taller here, because you shouldn't be able to get that close. It's not a little piece of grass that you can walk around. It's a big hill. That works. Oh, the walk behind for that tree is incorrect. Just about incorrect, so I gotta fix that. I just have to change where the boundary is for when you're walking, and that's fine. The color's correct, it's just too close. So, there we go, it works. In fact, maybe we can fix that real quick. So this just has to be moved up one. Let's try that. Build. Play again. There we go. So I just moved the bounding box up a little, and it still makes sense for the bottom. And he's not appearing. Okay. In front of the tree. So there we go. This will be the second screen Red Riding Hood appears in. I'm probably going to add some code. That'll just throw her on the screen for now. I don't have the code for her wandering around, but... I'll add that later. Walking randomly around the screen. So that's another screen done. Let's do another one. What other ones do we have to do here? Ones that I've already started. Perhaps the left side of the church. Maybe I'll start on that. This one here. So this is the AGI original placeholder. I'm also going to open church 2 because I'd like some control lines, boundaries, walkable boundary areas to line up properly. And I have saved... Wait, what picture is that? 6 and 5. Where is it? Church? I know I started it. Beach, bridge. Is it, 4? It's 5. All I have is 6. An unfinished version of 6. What happened to it? I'm gonna have to start that one over too. I started that one over twice by mistake. Okay, here we go. Okay, I just named it differently. Pick 5A. So here's one version I'd started. And then forgetting that I had already started it, I did another one. 5B. So on one side, the church is almost, well, all nicely colored in and has the bushes outlined. And this kind of tree over here. And this one has a different tree, which I like better. And this finished tree right here, which I may have taken from another game. I'm not sure which one, but the tree looks way too nice. Like the bark here, I would go crazy on that. So I'm going to try to merge these commands, these draw commands, into a single image. So we'll start from scratch. And I'm going to copy over the things that I like, which would be this tree and this tree outline and maybe the bush there. I'm going to skip copying the actual church, because I already did it. Alright, that tree right there I want. That tree. And that bush right there. So copy those. Okay, it didn't take the tree outline. Why? Because I didn't set a color. Did I? No. It's drawing, but nothing's active, so I gotta set a color. There. Now it's there. But before that, I'm going to add the church from this, so... Bush there. Bushes. I'm going to get rid of that tree. That's a little more cartoony, a little uglier. Copy that. Here. Okay, it's got different colors. So set palette 0, I also have to copy that over. There we go. Now it's got 2 overlapping trees here, so I'm going to get rid of one of them. So you can see how it kind of works like layers. So that tree right, because I can go back and delete certain things without harming the rest of the image. Everything for this tree's gotta go. Boom. And we've successfully copied over everything I want to copy. So now we'll save this as... export as patch file first, I guess. We'll call it pick 5. And we don't need that. And we don't need that. We're going to replace this one, though. Oh, the colors are different there. That was a light gray, wasn't it? That's not supposed to be yellow like that. Let's see. I can change... The nice thing about this too is you can change the palettes. There are 4 palettes. I might have gone through this before on the first stream. But every image has 4 possible palettes that you can just change the colors of. And early Sierra games like Quest for Glory 1 used this. And Quest for Glory 2. Use this to change the palette for a nighttime and daytime cycles. Same image, but just using different colors. Same draw commands, but with the different palette can make it look entirely different. So Companion has a nice feature where you can preview the entire finished picture while changing in real time. So like this is yellow and brown. I believe that was yellow and or brown and gray like that, if I'm not mistaken. Or it might have been dark gray like that, actually. Probably. I should probably also use the same... I'm just going to open that patch file again. I want to make sure that's the right color and the right pattern. A. Nope, wrong one. B. Yeah, it's the wrong pattern. It's backwards. Let me get a look at this palette. Oh yeah. Actually, what I'm going to do is start with this palette. I'm going to copy this palette over. I think that's the one I have to mimic here. Okay. So it's a bit different down here. So I gotta change a little bit of that. I gotta change the colors of this anyway, though. I gotta draw on each brick, too. How does that line up? I think I made this line up. So that line starts at 152. And this one starts at 152 as well. So, good. I'm gonna try to make this a... Okay. I probably can't. Actually, I was gonna say I was gonna make this a scrolling screen. So it'll actually cycle like it does in King's Quest 1, but I'm using an earlier version of SCI 0, which doesn't have that screen transition ability. I wonder if I could easily just change the interpreter to use it, though. I'd have to migrate this to a new template game, though, maybe. I'll look at that in the future. That's finishing polish stuff, I think. I don't need to deal with that right now. I would like to use the same interpreter King's Quest 1 SCI used. But anyway. Alright, let's finish this. There's some flowers here too. I could put some flowers. What color are they? Red and yellow. Remember, I can't use the randomized pen tool, but I can do this. Actually, I shouldn't do this at all, not until I have grass in, because it'll be harder to do a flood fill. Also, I'm going to put a bell in here. and I'm gonna have it just like in the AGI game, ring and sound off, and I'll have music sound effects for that right from the MT32 and whatever else I can like a ad lib and Tandy 3 voice, everything, whatever I can get done. Okay. So let's get the... I'll finish this later. I'm just going to finish the grass and stuff. So where do I want the horizon to be? Where is it on picture 6? It's way up here on 35. And it'll probably end at like 43. So let's get... And there's a lot of shade here too. There's trees all around, as you can see. It's a very shaded area with little light peeking through the light beams peeking through the leaves there. And there's a tree here and a tree here, so it probably is going to be still heavily shaded. That's a hole right there. Let's have a look at this again. I use light green for places where the light hits and dark green for where it doesn't. Let's just start with dark green. That'll be the line right there. Now I gotta draw the actual shadow. That's a big tree. It's probably got a lot of branches, so it's probably gonna look something like this. And I should do the front first. So always in SCI pictures, you should go front to back. It's just good practice. And then right here I'll something like that. Like it's that shadow, and then this tree, which I'll just cut off up here just so it's that enough. Now if I fill this in like this, does that look natural? I'll probably put, I gotta put a shadow around the building too, so I'm just seeing how that looks. This is probably gonna be something more like this, actually. Remember, again, the sun is just east of noon. So it's casting a shadow this way, from top right to bottom left, but more so around the center, because you can see around, like here. Oh, here the sun is actually in front of the building. Okay. That would actually contradict what I've done here, which is it's kind of behind the building. But this is a big tree, too, that I drew here with probably big branches covering this whole area. Well, I do have the... I like this too, this little shaded area on top of the fence like that. Makes it look really dynamic. It's not that big of a casted shadow either. This would be the building shadow, and then this here, the broken shadow, would be the leaves from this tree. So it's not that full covering. But according to my pictures, it is coming from behind, not in front. So I can't copy this outright. It'll have to come in front a little bit, because I've already made that decision elsewhere. It's not a big shadow either. So I'll just go like this. Something like that. That makes sense. Maybe that came down too far. Maybe that didn't come down far enough. Something like that. So this part would be the building, and this little shadow here would be the wall, right? Yeah, that wasn't down far enough. Something like that. Well, what happened there? Is that part of the tree? Why is that cyan right there? Oh, it is too. Okay, that's a different... Okay. What color would that have been here? Okay, cyan was changed to... What is that? Green and brown. So I have to change that in the palette. I don't think I'm going to be using cyan here. Change that to green and brown. There we go. Okay, this line is a little funky, honestly. Something more like that.
Indeed.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Edmark. Yay for Object Zero. Welcome back, Sir Graham. Welcome back, Mr. Dave. AED Mark or Aid Mark? AED Mark. Thanks for the follow, sir. Or ma'am, whatever you call yourself. Right there. Right there. I'm just trying to see if that looks natural. Now, over here I've got massive shades, so I'll have to mimic that on this side. Maybe by doing something like this. Or, you know, something that looks better than that. Oop. That. And then let's just fill in the tree just for kicks. That's kind of a quick outline of what things could look like here. Nothing in the foreground here, but this... Okay, this does have a tree branch sticking out over this way. Do I need to copy that here? Let's just try it anyway. Why not? So the tree... ends at, looks like 76 and 73. So let's go rewind a little ways here. So it's going to go in front of the church. Drive, draw on the windows. 73, and 76. Right there. That looks pretty stupid. Forget it. Forget it. I'm not going to bother with that right now. Okay. I'll do this tree quick. So the shading on the tree, it should be drawn. Okay, how do I do other trees? Like this tree here. It's got a bit of a highlight on this side because this is the side the sun's coming from, of a light red or orange or pinkish, whatever salmon color that is. I don't know what EGA calls it, this color. But on this side, we don't see that side, so I'm just going to do the shaded side, which is a black and brown. So we'll go back to where that was drawn. Change the color to black and brown. What about the root? You don't even see the bottom of the tree here, so let's go to another background to see how I did that. Looks like I just did black and brown all the way around. Oh, I did black. Let's do black. For the bottom. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Hey, Donovan, nice to see you. Mega Hammer Studios. I had a pretty massive mess up on Tuesday when I streamed one of my other backgrounds, and I lost like half my work. But luckily, everything was on the VOD. So, and because all the draw commands are on the side of the screen, I last night painstakingly went back and copied every single draw command right to the coordinate and duplicated it. Took a long time, and I figured out why it corrupted, and I can avoid that now in the future. I explained it at the beginning of the stream. You can check out the VOD. It's pretty involved the way I fixed it. Well, yeah. I suppose it was smart, but I should have known better, because I remember this. Like, this is what happens when you're developing a game over the course of 15 years. You forget some things. This happened to me before using this. It's the thing that does is using the pen tool, and specifically these random pattern pen swatches or whatever. Use random patterns. I'm not sure if it's the pattern, the random, that does it or not, but it's definitely these, and I've learned to stay away from them in the past, and I just completely forgot that. So I used that and saved it, and it corrupted the whole picture. I lost like 75% of my work, but I got it all back, so luckily I streamed the whole thing. So I'm doing this tree here. That's alright. Black. And the 3D nature here. So we got black, black and brown, and then brown and dark gray. Get rid of that now. So one side's going to be black. They don't like how whoops, I went over too far again. No kidding, the perks of streaming, eh? Yeah, ouch, that sounds like not a fun day. Yeah, it happened at the very end of the stream too. It was kind of soul crushing. But I did the work and repeated it all. I'm mesmerized. Is this how art was drawn originally inside the engine? Yes, in fact, the game engine draws it this way. So every time it loads an image in the game as you're playing, it does it off screen in the buffer, in the memory, but it draws all the commands like this to a bitmap and then pastes it on the screen. So this is all happening behind the scenes. It saves it in draw commands, not in pixel by pixel, like modern images would. which saved a ton of disk space back in the day. They had to fit these on floppies. That makes sense. I remember the Apple II would actually draw it on the screen, right? Yeah. The older, some of the platforms, the Tandy Color computer, the Coco, also drew it on the screen as you were playing. Like it didn't, I guess it didn't have the memory to do it in a buffer off screen. The Apple II did the same thing. It drew as you changed screens, it would draw on the screen before your eyes. And it does that on DOS too. It just does it behind the scenes. They hid it. Let's do that a little more tighter. There we go. And the next color, just a little bit of dark. Yeah, we'll do this. We're not going to see much of it, but just something like that. Black. Is that too much black, actually? That might... what is this? I didn't have near as much black. I should make that a little less pronounced. So these lines... Let's change that. Let's make it way tighter. That's better. I hear that King's Quest VI music in the background, Silly Tower. Yeah, this was made by John Paul Sapford for the King's Chill King's Quest remix project a couple of us did. Trolls, Plimer, the Space Quest Historian, James Paul Sapford, and JBH and me. We all did music. You can buy the vinyl. The campaign's still going on now. We don't make any money off of it. Any profits are going to charity, but we just want the vinyl. But you can get the soundtrack digitally for free on Bandcamp. So check out spacequesthistorian.bandcamp.com to download it. Heck no, 8-bit, very low memory. LOL, I've seen Let's Plays. Yeah, that's it. Very cool. This is that Chillwave album the SQ Historian put together with some dudes. Yeah. I think. Oh yeah, you were in this too. Yes, I was. I did a couple. I did the Oracle theme from King's Quest VI, and I did the Seagull theme from the introduction of the CD-ROM version of King's Quest VI. I also mixed a couple of the Historian's tracks, because he asked the rest of us to mix his own songs, because he felt he wasn't very good at it, which I could argue with, but it was fun to work on, so I did it. Here, I'll put the link in the chat. Now, let me get the exact link. Alright. Here it is. Brandon, both your remixes are sweet. Especially love the Seagull theme. Thank you. Seagull theme was my first experiment with like synthwave, vaporwave music, and I was really happy with how it turned out. I love that music. I've always wanted to make something in that style, and I thought that was a perfect candidate, and it worked out. I like it. I mean, it's probably not the best vaporwave ever made, but... Oh, I know the source. I know you on Facebook. It is Casey, by the way. Oh, hi. How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, I've never seen you on Twitch before. Nice, you're very talented. I grew up with all this stuff, and it's nice to see. It's nice to see it still has life among so many. It really does. And I humbly thank you. I just do what I like. King's Quest VI was the first PC game I ever played. The first PC game I ever played was either Miss Pac-Man or 3 Demon, which was a 3D Pac-Man game. It's like one of the first 3D first-person games ever made, I think. Not the first one, but very, very early on. I remember those the most out of when I was a kid, like 4 years old, playing games on my dad's Tandy 1000. First adventure game was probably King's Quest 2 or Space Quest 2. The early AGI games I played the most. Similar to Wolfenstein 3D? Yeah, except you go one step at a time. It's not full 3D. Like, id Software, and I guess before that they were with another company. They worked for another company. What was the name of that company? Softdisk? I think it was Softdisk. And they really John Carmack really pioneered the whole actual real-time 3D movement, camera turning type stuff. But this was just, you know, like Myst. Move, turn, in nodes, I guess you'd call it. Yeah, I used to stream a lot here, but yeah, pulled a while back as I focus on myself. My first game was Jumpman on the Commodore 64. Oh, nice. That was like a Mario ripoff, right? I had one for the Coco called Downland. It was very similar. This little Mario-looking guy that would jump. And he was used to laugh our heads off when he fell too far, he'd die. And it's kind of difficult to know how far a fall it would be for him to die. And when he'd die, he just splat and flattened out on the ground and did this really retro funny sound effect and made us laugh as kids. I still have it. I still have all the cartridges from my old Coco. Apogee and Softdisk, yeah. Carmack was a code wizard. Still is. You know, he actually started and owned, I don't think he runs it anymore, an actual rocket science company. You know how they say you have to be a rocket scientist to understand this? He is one. He's that much of a genius. He lives up to the meme. Okay, let's do some details on the tree here. Looks like just some random squiggly black lines. Just for some texture and detail. We don't want it to look too zigzaggy, so we'll go back over it. And this really works in dithering. If you turn on underdithering, it will expose this whole mess of lines for what they really are. And just gotta draw over some of it to hide the... There, that's not a bad tree, is it? And then that tree can... Wait. Something's wrong. I think I need some lines here. Something's wrong with this area. It doesn't... It makes it look like the tree is tipping, so... Okay, I think that's better. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone now. Just... It's my problem, I do too much. Alright, that's fine. Okay, now the bushes. Bushes are a little more difficult, so if I go back to... I don't like this bush at all. I think it looks way too AGI. And looks out of place, just random here. I'm probably going to replace that. This is one of the first backgrounds I did. The second one I ever did, actually. So if we go back to, say... Same thing with this tree. This looks like something out of Day of the Tentacle. It's awful. I gotta redo that. I don't like it. And this, like, willow-looking tree, it could use some more defined black lines, but I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, I love Day of the Tentacle. Hey, I do too. But the art style of Day of the Tentacle doesn't really mesh with King's Quest. You gotta agree. Unless it's King's Quest 7. Of course, even Day of the Tentacle is miles better than King's Quest 7's animation, which I could not stand. That's a pretty good evergreen, though. Even if it is random and completely alone. Yeah, I'm looking for another picture with a bush. Let's see. This is also from King's Chill. This was one of Space Quest Historian's tracks. Crisp and Chill. It's Crispin's theme from King's Quest V. I thought for sure I had another scene with a... Okay. This seems to be the only one I did, and I don't like it either. Man, I cringe at these old ones. These old pictures I did like 15, 14 years ago. Oh, now... And I agree, yeah. I know and I agree. I mean, King's Quest VII was better animation than a lot of early 3D adventure games. Agree to disagree. It's the same company that did the Zelda CDI games. You realize that. And we know how good the animation was for those. I thought the animation was awful in King's Quest VII. Absolutely awful. Okay, well that was a 3D game though. King's Quest VII's 2D animation. It's hard to compare that. Like actual 3D. Simon's Sorcerer 3D was a polygonal 3D game though, right? It tried too hard to be Disney, but the frame rate on the animations were terrible. Yes, and everything looked wonky. Absolutely. And then animation would just freeze in the middle of the action to make a sound effect, and then continue after the sound effect ended. It was like something out of like an Apple II game or something. Like, come on, it was 94 when that came out, and that was it was like the beginning, the dawn of Super VGA graphics and gaming, but still, I really don't like King's Quest VII. Yeah, agree. Not saying it was great. Yeah. Torrance Passage was the same, and yes, weird sound timing. Was it? I never played it. I did hear it was a little better than King's Quest VII, but yeah, it's probably got the same issues. I never played it, but everyone has nothing but praise for Leisure Suit Larry 7, and that everyone says that was the pinnacle of Super VGA graphics. I've never played it though. Better art direction, but the sound thing was still there and low frame rate. Yeah, what is it about that? And it doesn't matter how fast your system is, too. It's a shame. Alright, I'm going to take... So, okay, this bush was pulled right from King's Quest 1. Flipped and moved around the screen, but... I don't think I showcased that, actually. Let's go back. I can show you how this works. So here's all the draw commands for this bush. I copied them straight out of King's Quest 1 and pasted it in right down to the...
Indeed.
White Italian. Casey, thanks for following. Game-wise, yes. Not animation-wise? If I select all these draw commands, you can see how it's using different colors as it draws. So someone probably drew this out all in black and then changed the colors at certain points where they wanted the color to change. It makes it look more natural. Like they were changing colors a lot here. So here, right here. We'll cut that out. Now if we paste it in, now we can move it around the screen, but not just that. If we use the numpad pad keys, so if I use numpad number 4, I can flip it upside down, 4 or 6, or then 8 and 2, I can mirror it, or 7 and 9, rotate it, which kind of messes up some of the, you can see the trees turning green and stuff. You'd have to fix all of the flood fill commands, but 1 and 3 doesn't do anything. There's also a way to, yeah, if you hold shift and do 4, you can squeeze it inward and resize it. And then 6 will expand it out. Same thing for 8. Squeeze it. So you can resize. But I wanted this to make this really small. It's really easy to do. really clever use. But anyway, that's pretty neat. I have weird nostalgic fondness for King's Quest VII, but Torrance Passage was the better experience overall. Yeah, I understand the people who tie King's Quest VII to their nostalgia. You know, when they were a kid, it's like, oh, this is like a Disney movie, it looks great. And they love it just for that childlike wonder. Right? Even if you weren't a child, like, even if you were a teenager, if it was one of your first... Like, it was... When it came out in 94, like, most Super VGA games came out in, like, 95, 96. Mostly 96, a couple in 95. This was 94, so it was breaking new ground. It was. And that would have blown everyone away, especially the box art, which looks like one. Actually, the box art for King's Quest VII is one of the best in the whole series, in my opinion. It really captures a lot of what's going on. Not the one with the castle and the volcano, but the one with them swirling in the vortex and with Militia above and everything. It really makes the game look good, but the game did not live up to the promise of the box art. The puzzles and plot make no sense. Nope. Torrance Passage only fault was that it felt very rushed. That's too bad. Agree, great box art. Both were great, but the Felicia one was the better one. Militia, I think her name was. Yeah. It kind of reminded me, it was kind of like King's Quest 3 with Manannan ominously sitting over the crystal ball with Gwydion inside it. And even the 2006 Vivendi release of the King's Quest collection had a picture of a wizard over a ball with like a knight fighting a dragon, which I guess was supposed to be Connor from Mask of Eternity, but Mask of Eternity wasn't included in the King's Quest collection. Autocorrect, yeah, I feel your pain. Rushed in that it feels like the final act was just kind of condensed to meet a deadline. It seemed to happen so much in those mid to late 90s years. Like, so many games had problems with that. Curse of Monkey Island, it was a great game right up until the end, and then it feels rushed. Like, they didn't have time to finish it. And then the ending sequence is just, 15 seconds long, and it was a shame. Games were getting bigger and taking longer to make, but they were still pushing the same deadlines, I think, and that kind of clashed. Still managed to get some great games out of that era, but a lot more games definitely suffered from that. Okay, so the color of these bushes, we have green and teal, and then dark green and teal. So maybe we can try to copy that for this bush right here. Or this bush. Start with the first one. Alright, right here. I'm not sure what color to make it though. Let's start with this. As it goes up. It's in the shaded area anyway, so that's fine. Maybe when it gets there, we'll change it to solid green. Change it back here. And then once it gets down there, we'll change it to like that for the shaded part. And then it changes. So that's some good coloring there, I think. Now if we could just follow this for some shapes of the bush. Let's see. Space Quest 6 was the worst offender? Really? You didn't like Space Quest 6? I thought of all the Super VGA games Sierra did, Space Quest 6 was one of the better looking ones. It did still have some of the slow down, pause animation when sound effects are happening stuff, but it wasn't as bad as King's Quest 7. And the design looked more fluid. It didn't look all stretchy, and I guess because it must have been done all in-house. It wasn't the CDI company, the Zelda CDI animation company that did Space Quest 6 like King's Quest 7 did, like they did King's Quest 7. But it seemed very fluid and natural to me. I kind of liked it for the most part. It was the least Oh, in being rushed? Yeah, worst defender in being rushed. Yeah, plus Josh Mandel left halfway through the game development, and Scott Murphy had to finish it not understanding the game by his own admission, and like leaving out the copy protection from the manual and having to slam it into the last second. Yeah, that was definitely suffered from that. And then there was like, Josh Mandel was really known for his narration responses to looking at objects and stuff, writing really funny dialogue. He'd write interactions for everything. Scott Murphy did not have that gene as well as Josh did, so towards the end of the game, there's like very few interactions that have interesting responses at all. Yeah. Josh Mandel's peak was Freddy Farkas. What a beautiful game. I've played the demo. I haven't played the game yet. Believe it or not. I have to get to that. I also have to get to this. I have to do something here. Let's see. Okay, let's draw from here. Let's zoom in, actually, because I can't barely see what's happening. Piece of a bush. I'm just going random here. I don't know what kind of shape I'm looking for or what. Actually, that looks very bad. I don't like it. I don't like any of this. Delete. Maybe from here. It would be in layers, right? So, in terms of what you can see. I don't know. Don't know what I'm doing. Just seeing what works. I don't know. Maybe just some random lines here and there. So much of this is, for me, just experimenting because I am not an artist in any way, shape, or form. Let's try some flood fills. So what are the colors he used again? Teal and green, teal and dark green. Do we have a teal and green, teal and dark green? We don't. Let's add some. Let's add some to the palette. Colors that aren't being used. I'm not going to use... Well, I might use purple for flowers along the ground. I won't use cyan and white. So let's do teal and green, teal and dark green, and then teal and light green. That didn't screw anything up, did it? No. I'm distracting you. That's okay. Talk away. I enjoy the conversation. I just gotta learn to multitask, do two things at once. Highly recommend. Yeah, I will play it eventually. Freddy's such a great game, honestly. Very much a hidden gem of Sierra. First game I bought with my own money. 60 bucks at Electronics Boutique in the mall. Nice! Do you still have the box? I lost a whole bunch of my boxes. I'm still so sick about that. My notification sound used to be the score sound. Ah, nice. Okay, so we have... So, let's say it gets more shaded toward the back, and it gets brighter toward the front because it's closer to the camera. So we do... Maybe dark green here. And then this one here. This one here. No, I don't like this green here. That will be this. Oh no, that gets rid of the lines I drew and it blends in too much with the shade, so no. What if we make it... What does that look like? Is that interesting? I feel like that should be swapped. Actually, this should be in the front, honestly. That there. Like that. That should be the dark one. Like that. That should be that one. I don't know, maybe it's a different kind of bush. Maybe that looks all wrong, I don't know. And this should be... No, it should not be that. It should not be that. No. Solid green. And then the one in the back can be like that. What does that look like? That looked stupid. I think this red is, this brown and green is not meshing well. So again, back here, what colors do we have? This only uses 3 colors, so what about this tree? I've got... No. It'd be hard to find the right combination of colors. See, a real artist would be able to see this more easily, especially if they had a CRT monitor, because the phosphors, the glowing phosphors would hide a lot of this checkerboard effect, and you could actually see the color they're going for. Something undithering does not reproduce. I wish. I've moved so many times I had almost nothing left from my childhood, alas. Oh, that is sad. I at least kept a few of mine, but I had a whole box when I moved halfway across the country back in 2004. I had a whole box of game boxes. Nintendo 64, Game Boy, original Game Boy, PC games. I had like Half-Life, Opposing Force, Blue Shift. I had Ocarina of Time, Turok 2, Episode 1 Racer, and another game on the 64, GoldenEye. Everything, manuals, boxes. I had 2 copies of Link's Awakening for the Game Boy. 2, because one got wrecked, and it was wrecked by a friend of mine's little brother, so their parents bought me a replacement. And I ended up fixing the game after by just deleting a save file. Like, the graphics were all corrupted and everything because he pulled the game out before he turned it off. So I had 2 working copies of that. I could have sold one, made a ton of money on that, one of those. I had Area 51 for the PC. I had Dark Forces 2, Dark Forces 1, Duke Nukem 3D. Oh, it makes me sick just thinking about it. Don't know what happened to that box. Just disappeared into the ether. The only CR thing I own at the moment is a King's Quest 6 in a box with a Adventure Guide. That's not bad. King's Quest 6 is highly sought after. Disc, not CD. That's fine. Nothing wrong with discs. The copy I originally had of that came in a spindle that was included with our first PC, a 486 with a CD-ROM. Oh yeah, my dad bought his first CD-ROM. It came in a multimedia package. A CD-ROM, a sound card, Voyager sound card, and King's Quest V came with it. That's where we got our King's Quest V CD. I had to leave all my boxes at home in storage before moving to it. Sucks, but oh well, yeah. I'm trying to slowly recollect everything now, but you know, it's really expensive now to collect old PC games, old games in general. This prices have just skyrocketed. It's so weird. Like 8 years ago, I think it was, I bought Space Quest 4 fully boxed, complete for like $30. That was it. And now it's like over 150, 200 bucks. It's insane. I collect VHS for now. Oh, that's a cool hobby. I still have a few VHS left over from the old days, but I'm not nearly as interested in collecting that. But it's definitely a legitimate hobby. I could see myself easily losing myself in that if I let myself, and I don't want to. So these only have 3 shades as well. We got dark gray, dark green, teal, dark green, teal, light green. And I'm trying to do 4 colors over here on this one. I don't like this brown. I'm going to get rid of it. I don't like it. I'm going to get rid of it. Maybe I should continue the line there. Just put it right down like that and have another. I don't like you, so go away. Yeah, another one of these. Solid green. And then another dark teal, solid green. I don't like it. Maybe I've got too many. Maybe I should get rid of some lines and just make it all one color for more of the areas there. So if that should probably be light like that one, right? And then we'll do darker here for that. And that one. That's better. And then we'll go solid green and then dark green in the back. That's better. I like that better. I don't know. It's not amazing. I'm not a great artist, but I'm just trying to get something that makes me go, okay, that's good enough. They look cool on shelves and will still work with when the apocalypse comes. Yes. I buy all physical games for the impending global zombie apocalypse. Absolutely. Now, in some ways, the VHS covers look way better than the new ones too. Like, I have Batman 1989 on Blu-ray. They redesigned the cover to be all ornate and it just doesn't have the feel of that simple, like the old VHS Batman. Just was all black and it had the golden bat logo right on the top. And it was just such a classic chrome looking gold that the new version just does not capture at all. So if I was to get one VHS, I'd get that one. That's a beautiful VHS cover. And Ghostbusters, like just the Ghostbuster logo on the black case. Perfect. Brandon, we've discussed my collecting limits. I think it's important to set criteria like that or you could spend a fortune and never feel satisfied. Yep. So yeah, I could go crazy on even game boxes. One thing I like to do is get back all the ones I lost eventually. So like, I'm trying to get a hold of, like, Zelda's going to be impossible now. That's going to be a money pit right there. The Half-Life boxes, Half-Life Opposing Force and Blue Shift, at least with the characters on the covers. I had those. But like, as far as adventure games go, I'm not collecting even all the Sierra games. I got all the Space Quest games now, and I kind of want to get all the Space Quest collections, and then fill out my King's Quest collection again. And I don't want to go too crazy, and I might pick up some boxes so I can just use them to trade or sell to get money to get the ones I really want. Like, I have Codename Iceman right now that I picked up for $60 Canadian from a local guy here an hour away in Winnipeg, and I got Codename Iceman and Star Trek Judgment Rights, both floppy. Well, Judgment Rights is the floppy version, and I'm probably going to trade one or both of them to get what I really want eventually, but holding on to it for now. So those bushes are okay. Let's do these bushes. The same thing, I gotta change the color here. It's kind of more in the shade too, so I'll start with dark gray and dark green. And for here, I'm gonna go to that. And then switch back, so I get a bit of a shading going on there. And right there, I'll go back to dark. Yeah, I like that. Just trying to anticipate where the shading will be. This is just going how I feel right now. It's totally organic. That should be black because it's going to fill in the windows. Alright, now we go back to the end. Let's fill in some details here. Very much agree. Oh yeah, I got a few boxes from the same Winnipeg guy. Oh yes, you're the one that told me about it, yeah. I forgot. Yeah, I picked up Codename Iceman from him. He said he has more, and he just has more boxes to go through, but it'll happen later. He's taking it slow. He's not sure which ones he wants to get rid of. So I'm keeping my eye on him. Local, it seems to be always better than online, because the prices online are just insane. I'm not sure which direction I want this to go in. Something like that. I don't know. 100% agree. And then this guy here. I don't know if I'm getting the right shape for this stuff. I just don't know. It's really bad. I'm doing this wrong. The shaded lines here can't be so. It needs to come down this way. That's how bushes look. Same thing with this. Get rid of all of that. Boom, boom. Even local class feeds in regions that class feeds in regions that aren't local to you. I got my MT32 from a local ad in Montreal for under half the typical eBay prices. Nice. Don't like it. I'll add some lines into it, but it's just, I'm not good at this. Yeah, I'll just fill them all like that. That. What happened here? What's all this? Oh well, delete it. That's nothing either. Okay. Let's add some lines here. Just some detail. When in doubt, do random lines. Doesn't look great, but doesn't look really bad. That's a nice detail. Colors for lines there. Yeah, that really kind of makes things pop out, give it some definition. Again, as someone who has no idea what they're doing, I don't like that last line. And then maybe some teal? No, no teal. No teal. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna do too much. It's gonna suck. Alright, now let's fix the color on this here. So it's dark gray and yellow on the front, light gray and yellow on the tops, and then in the shaded area is green and brown, which kind of makes it look like a dark yellow. So we go, I don't want that. I don't want that. Okay, let's go back to where this was colored in. The shaded area will be that color, top will be that color, and the front will be that color. Good. And that mimics the design we got going on here, and now I just need to draw in all these bricks. Fun. Bit of a tedious part. Was it black? Yeah, it looks black. Yep. Alright. How many lines do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of bricks. I should mimic that. One, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3 lines. 3 lines. Okay. Like that first line. For some reason, these bricks look bigger. Oh, that's the doorbell. I'll be right back. I'm expecting some parts. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, this wall, it seems to be a lot shorter. So the top of it is at 134. The bottom is at 153. Yeah, the sizes are definitely different. 153 is the same. So let's just move the top up. How's that? 134. And we can make that line right up. Same with you and you. So hard to get just one pixel. Okay. Just delete the extra lines that draw over the wall. That one I'll have to actually draw a new one. Okay. Oh, a little bit of red not filled in here. There we go. Gonna redraw those. So something like that. The bottom bricks can be a little smaller because it might look like they're sunk into the ground or the grass has overgrown it a little bit. Stupid mouse. It's too small. Can't get the exact pixel. Okay, does that look natural? And we'll do the same thing. This part. Yeah. There. Editing Doom Sprites and I have the same wars in getting that right pixeling. Zooming helps. Use zooming. I just like seeing the whole picture while I'm doing it, but unless you have a big screen, Mouse sensitivity, and I'm running SCI Companion in a small window. I'm running a 1080p screen, but it's too small to read the text on a 720p on the 1080p stream. So I'm streaming in 720 and just capturing in a little 720 window. Okay, now the top. How does the top look of the wall there? Okay, yeah. So I should do... This should come straight over. Like that. And how wide are these bricks? About 10 pixels wide. 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that. Oh, wait. No. That's not right. Half right. But it has to come down like that. And the other one comes down the middle. So it looks like staggered bricks. Yeah, this is going to take a while. Three, 4, 5. Tedious, but the details will all be worth it. Three, 4, 5. Actually, these staircase pixels are kind of perfect spots to do the bricks, too. Well, it's looking good so far. Ooh. Didn't come all the way down on that. There we go. Pixel perfect. It's got to be pixel perfect. It's what turns heads. 4, 5. I'm counting the dithered checkerboard pixel pattern for the correct width. Another reason that dithering is helpful. 3, 4, 5. Dithering for the win. Particularly love the dithering in the PS1 and 64 era. Added some grit to the low poly graphics. I also like how the 3DFX cards did use dithering and 3D acceleration for shading and how it blended colors together from like the lighting. Dithering is underappreciated. It's coming along. Got most of it done. And then I'm going to go back in and clear some corners off of each brick so it looks like it's eroded away. I'll show you what I mean by that. I'll go back to this scene. I did that here. When I'm done this. Nice. Now let's just do this side quickly. I missed the 3DFX series of cards. I got a couple of buddies pretty good at shader programming. They both programmed N64 3-point linear filtering in Doom. Nice! Oh, you're talking about the Kex engine stuff? That's awesome. I really like how they reproduce that. I may beg that they do some dithering shaders. Haha, yeah. I really liked it. Like, I was wondering what was missing when I was playing the Steam version of Half-Life 1. It just did not look the same as what I remember playing on the 1 version, the World Opponent Network version, the Sierra release of Half-Life. And I realized it was because I was playing with a Voodoo card using the mini GL driver, which wrapped OpenGL to Glide, or whichever way that worked. And yeah, everything just had a nice, better texture to it than the flat lighting sort of texture that the Steam version in OpenGL has, or Direct3D. Yeah, it was really something special they did. Like that. I can see kind of a pattern there. Alright, and then the tops.
Yep, Kaiser Kex. Also, Molisico? I don't know how to pronounce that. For GZ Doom. Also, Dex Siaz. I'm pronouncing these all wrong probably. Made a comic book shader, so I guess I know 3 good shader programmers. Awesome. Yeah, I love that stuff. I particularly love... I just played through Doom 64 and got all the achievements yesterday on Steam. And I love how they added the 64 style texture filtering. Makes it just so much, all that much more authentic. There. Fully bricked. Now, what I was talking about before, you can see, if I go back through here, so originally I painted them, I drew them, whatever, the same way I just did over here with lines, but I went back with the pen tool and started, get down to it. There we go. You can kind of see it happening there. Let's zoom in. Taking some of the blacks off of the corners of each brick. See that? So it looks like they're eroded away on the corners. Mostly on the edges, I guess, not on the insides, but it really... Oh, I did it on the insides too, yeah. Yeah, here we go. See that? It really makes it look a little more natural, a little less rectangular and polygonal. So I'm going to do that again here too. Just each of the corners of each brick. Add the appropriate pixel. 100% club, yeah! There were only 10 achievements. I kind of wish there were more, but... It's going to be harder to do it in Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal and even Doom 3 because a lot of them are multiplayer achievements and I don't play multiplayer very much. I don't like to do it. Alright, so now... Hopefully these all line up in the right spots. I have to use the appropriate pixel for the appropriate palette color to do this correctly. So, pen tool. I'll do all the, well, I'll do this shaded part first. So, let's do the greens. It's harder to see on the side. Maybe I'll just ignore the side. I should do this after the bushes are drawn in, actually. Let's do it right at the end. Okay. So, green. No, yellow. We'll do the yellow ones first. No, gray. 1, 2. So far these are all lining up good. There's some green lines there I don't like, coming from the bush. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, those games have trickier achievements for sure. I think the Doom 3, you have to watch a TV screen for a long while, and sometimes the achievement doesn't happen, so you have to rewatch it again. Oh. The only game I'll allow obnoxious achievements like that in is the Stanley Parable. Any other game, no, you haven't earned that. Like that one where you have to knock on a door or try to open a door in Stanley Parable like 35 times, and it takes you down this rabbit hole of actually doing more things to actually complete the achievement. And then there's one where don't play the Stanley Parable for 5 years. So I'm still working on that one. This tedious stuff. Hey there, I had to drag myself from my sunny front door to be here. Oh, well, I'm sorry to do that to you. Guess you must suffer in this tedious pixel work with me. But thanks for being here. True, achievements like that in Stanley Parable make sense considering its uniqueness. It just suits the game. And it gives a lot of replayability. And if you like that type of game, you'll like trying to get those achievements. I was actually kind of disappointed in Jonathan Blow's The Witness game. There's only 2 achievements in the whole game. Maybe he was trying to be merciful, but I would have appreciated some few more achievements in that game. Alright. Now that's fixed, I think. Let's... This one should actually be green, I think. Yeah, green it is. One should be teal. This one should be red. Another red. That one should be gray. Another green. Gotta match the checkerboard patterns. Teal. No. Red. That. Then gray. Stanley Parable makes me wish I'd bought it much earlier. Yeah. Don't worry, I'm mainly here in my room watching my IRL friend's stream as well, so it's not your fault. Oh, good. I can share the blame. Thanks for making me one of your people to watch, though. I do appreciate it. Alright, we got the top of bricks done. Now let's do the inner... Well, we could do the bottom, too. Let's do the bottom. Gray. That. Those look like they should be green. Oh, except that one. I'll leave that one. I'll leave that one. Okay. I'll leave those again too. Except for that corner, I'll make that red. There we go. This gives it a bit of a shape. It's amazing what one pixel can do in such low resolutions. Now the inner ones here, so we'll start with gray. Maybe that should actually be brown. And that one green. Yeah. After I finish these bricks, I'm going to be ending the stream. But I might as well get the tedious work done now. And do all the gray first and then do yellow. No, I better not. I better do it now. If I were worried about saving file space, I'd restrict them all to their, like, around the same, so there's not too many draw commands, but I'm not worried about that. I just don't want to miss any. Oop, that's not right. Nope, that's a yellow. This takes longer than the lines for sure. Make sure I get every one. Mistake. Gray I missed. Looking back, getting to the end. Even if I miss one or two, it's not the end of the world. But if I see them, I'll get them. And one gray there, and I think that's it. Yeah, and this I think looks better than just that. Looks a little more lived in, a little bit more detail, even though it took forever. So the only thing left is to do this bush, the horizon here, and then some detail on the church building like this. Cracks and notches chewed out of it. Some detail around the windows for depth. So right now it looks like a cardboard cutout. We gotta make it look like actual stone. Get some texture to this thing. Alright, I'll call it there. I'll save this, what I have right now, for room 5. Now, before we... let's test it before we move on, just to make sure it didn't screw up again. Put up Shazam on and put my phone up to the computer when the previous track was playing, and then realize that it's most likely one of your compositions. Have a stressful break. Okay, so this tree works. There's no walk behind, or well, there is a bounding box. I must have drew that already. But the tree has a nice walk behind. Nothing else does. But everything is appearing as it should. So good. Excellent. Nice, lines up perfectly there. What about up here? I'll have to do a walk behind here too. Or maybe I won't even allow that because there's nothing here. There's no point in being here on this side of the wall. Unless you want to be. I just feel like it might be too small of an area to walk around and you might get stuck. I'll see what happens. Awesome. I don't think I'll put another foreground object here. I like this tree on this screen because it kind of frames the entrance of the church here. And then this too. This tree sticking over here. But here can be a bit more open. I don't know, we'll see what it looks like once this is finished, if it really matches the other side of the church or not. But anyway, okay, thanks for joining me, everybody. This was great, this was fun. If tedious, enjoy the conversation. This track is from the KQ Remix album. Yes, it is. This one is Trolls, Witch's Groove. which who mixed this one? Did you mix this one, JBH? JBH here was on the album too. Thanks for the fun. No problem. That being said, there really ought to be a load of Sierra music on Spotify. The pubs even return to how it used to be years ago. I can annoy the lounge area of my local with my choices. Oh, nice. That would be nice. I know King's Quest IV might be on there. What's his name? William Goldstein actually sells that soundtrack, MT32, the whole bit, and I think it might be on Spotify, or it's on most digital ones anyway. I'm pretty sure it's on iTunes and stuff, so it's got to be there. Okay. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you next week. Next week will be Music Week. So I'm going to cycle through each week doing something different with the game. One week will be programming, the next will be art, and then the next week will be the music. So I'm going to try to write some music, or at least make some sound effects or something, on Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. Central Time. You're welcome. Yeah, hopefully I can get a nice setup for that. I tried doing that a few years ago, capturing... so I could stream producing music, but it didn't work out too well. So I have to do some experimenting before Tuesday. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Okay, thanks everybody. Bye-bye.